For 9 episodes, we've plunged into the turbulent world of the 18th century, tracing the extraordinary life of Jacob Frank. We've journeyed through radical theology, explored cunning political maneuvering, witnessed his followers' conversions, and examined a legacy shrouded in mystery. From the mystical fervor of his early days to the opulent court in Offenbach, and even the whispered tales of crypto-Frankism, Frank has defied easy categorization. Now, as our journey concludes, we confront the ultimate question that has haunted scholars and seekers for centuries. Who truly was Jacob Frank? Was he a divinely inspired visionary, a dangerous heretic, or simply a masterful charlatan? To begin to answer that, we must revisit the revolutionary heart of his teachings. Frank dismantled the established order, proclaiming that salvation could only be achieved through radical transformation, through descent into the depths, and emergence reborn. His most infamous doctrine, holy through sin, inverted centuries of religious thought, suggesting that the path to redemption lay not in adherence to law, but in its transgression, a necessary destruction to pave the way for a new world. He rejected traditional Jewish law, the Talmud, and rabbinic authority, advocating for a constantly evolving faith, a fluid messianism where change and flux were the only constants. These weren't minor theological tweaks, they were seismic shifts designed to shatter the very foundations of his followers' world. Understanding Frank's motivations is perhaps the greatest challenge. Was he a sincere, albeit unorthodox mystic, genuinely believing himself to be the latest incarnation of a messianic spirit, guided by divine visions? His followers certainly believed so, testifying to his charisma and spiritual power. Or was he a cynical opportunist, expertly manipulating the spiritual hunger of his time, using radical doctrines and promises of redemption to build a personal empire and satisfy an insatiable ego? The lavish courts, the demands for absolute loyalty, and the financial exploitation of his followers certainly lend credence to this view. Some also see him as a proto-social revolutionary, whose rejection of rabbinic authority and the existing social hierarchy tapped into deeper currents of discontent, even if his methods were unique. Perhaps, most likely, he was a complex blend of all these, a man whose genuine spiritual conviction became entangled with ambition, psychological instability, and a profound understanding of human nature and desire. Regardless of his true intent, Frank's movement had an undeniable, profound, and often painful impact on Jewish identity. For the established Jewish communities, Frankism was a terrifying eruption from within, forcing them to confront existential questions about orthodoxy, heresy, and the very boundaries of Jewishness. It highlighted the dangerous allure of charismatic leaders and pushed rabbinic authorities to reevaluate how to protect their communities from perceived spiritual threats. The mass conversions to Catholicism by thousands of Frank's followers brought the issue of assimilation into stark relief, creating a painful historical precedent. Frankism became a dark mirror, reflecting the anxieties and internal debates within Jewish life, forcing a reconsideration of what it meant to be Jewish in a rapidly changing world. To truly understand Jacob Frank, we must place him firmly within the broader context of the 18th century, an era of radical upheaval. The Enlightenment was challenging old authorities, reason was clashing with faith, and established religious institutions were facing unprecedented scrutiny. Frank's message of spiritual revolution, his rejection of rigid dogma, and his appeal to a transformative, personal experience of divinity resonated with the spirit of the age, albeit in a uniquely mystical and unsettling way. He was, in many respects, a reflection of his time's profound tensions, the yearning for redemption, the desire for liberation from social and religious constraints, and the potent, sometimes destructive, power of charismatic leadership in an age of uncertainty. He capitalized on the fault lines of tradition and modernity, offering a radical answer to radical questions. Despite centuries of scholarship, countless books, and rigorous historical analysis, Jacob Frank remains an enduring enigma. He challenges easy categorization. Was he a Jewish messiah who took a wrong turn, a brilliant charlatan, or a profound but dangerous spiritual innovator? The available sources are often biased. Frank himself was a master of self-reinvention, and the very nature of his mystical claims resists purely rational explanation. This makes him perpetually fascinating, a historical figure who continues to provoke debate, inspire speculation, and defy definitive judgment. Jacob Frank. Whether you view him as a messiah, a heretic, or a charlatan, his story remains a potent reminder of the human capacity for radical belief, the relentless search for redemption, and the enduring, sometimes terrifying, power of charismatic leadership to shape and sometimes shatter the world. His legacy forces us to question the boundaries of faith, the nature of authority, and the very definitions of good and evil. Thank you for joining us on this investigative journey into one of history's most compelling and controversial figures. If you found this series thought-provoking, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more historical explorations. Your support helps us uncover these forgotten stories.